at least for the capital at this stage, and push very hard to overcome the situation. Who else can stand up for liberty in the world? I mean, you know, when America isolated itself from Europe, Europe always fell. Europe is at the edge now. You know, and you know, the point here is, I know America is overstretched. I know there are many other things, but realize where we are, what we are heading towards now. You know, Russians have been very brutal, very deliberate, and they've been showing everybody we don't give a damn. You know, the bombs on them had inscriptions, the bombs that they dropped on us, some of them got unexploded. This is for President Bush, this is from the United States, this is for NATO. And that's what the people, Russians are fighting. This is not war with us. They are by proxy trying to fight war with the West. And the West seems to be, you know, believing about that. But certainly I think, I really want to appeal. I mean, yesterday I heard Senator McCain said, we are all Georgians now. Well, very nice and, you know, very cheering for us to hear that. But of course, it's time to pass from deeds to, from words to deeds.
And let me just back up on a point that you made about U.S. peacekeepers in Georgia. The European Union, as part of the ceasefire agreement, has offered EU peacekeepers, but you say you want to see American forces on the ground there in Georgia?
No, we know we need any impartial force that can come here. You has been talking about some kind of monitoring. We welcome that. Any impartial force that will allow us to get out Russian occupiers and to kill Russian intervention is welcome here. You know, Georgia has always been a peaceful country. We don't need violence, for God's sake. This is the last thing prospering Georgian economy needed. And now, you know, you know, what the Russians are trying to kill the idea of success, because we were not just a democracy, a very successful and prosperous democracy until now. Look at, you know, despite they are bombing us, and I've been driving through the roads, and the Georgian policemen are patrolling roads, trying to regulate the law and order. The lights are on. You know, cell phone communication is still working. You know, all the major communication systems are there. You know, still, shops are open. That's how democracies respond. People are motivated and cheerful. Fine, but you know, the point here is that, you know, certainly we need to protect all of this, and Georgia on its own cannot solve it. So if we could get any other peacekeepers on the ground, that we need to get out the Russians, because where there is Russia at this stage, where there is blood, there is violence, there is killings, there are war crimes. And the world should wake up to this very harsh reality.
And Prime Minister Saakashvili, I know your time is short. I want to ask you one final question here. There have been some criticisms that you may have been at least partially responsible for bringing this on because you sent Georgian troops into South Ossetia. What do you say to those criticisms?
I'm sickened of this cynical and absolutely unfounded allegation coming, by the way, mostly from Russia. Our troops were always there. We always controlled most of South Ossetia. They were fired at by Russian-controlled, Russian-armed, and Russian-backed South Ossetian separatists that are Russian citizens and are run by Russian officials and Russian officers. We didn't react for a long time. I announced unilateral ceasefire, and we only responded after 150 Russian tanks moved into Georgian territory and started open intervention. And you know what? Germany told the world they were attacked by Poland in 1939. Soviet Union was attacked by Finland in 1939. Soviet Union was attacked by Afghanistan in 1979. Every time somehow these big powers get attacked, and then they conquer those attackers. Didn't the world learn enough? I'm really sickened that there should be still the people in the West asking those questions, because that's exactly what Russians want to know, under the disguise of this unclear thing, who started what. It's our territory, for God's sake. They're killing our people. We wanted to have peace in our territory, and we had constitutional right to defend our citizens, and we have obligations to do that, even if we are outmatched, outgunned, outmanned. What else we have as a choice? And you know, this is the point, and really this is very important, at least to get out the truth out into the world. How could we attack, especially Russia? Excuse me. I mean, that's the most ludicrous thing one can say. But as I said, propaganda is out there. They have lots of money. They even own some media outlets. They can say just whatever they want to say.